Welcome to the Middleware Tech YouTube channel. In this series, you'll learn about WSDL customization. Code examples used in the videos will be available on GitHub. Let's get started.
How we can customize the WSDL. That will help us to understand lots of scenario, and those things are available in the PPT itself. That's why I've not continued with the PPT, because it's complete this part, then I'll go with the PPT so that things you can map. Okay. First point. First, we'll talk about one of the annotation called @web method. @web method. Right. So what is @web method? This it is used. It is used to annotate a method. Fine. So let's see how @web method annotation is using. Just see here, please. Just see it. You'll get the idea of all the things. So @web method. Now here I am using one of the annotation called @web method. @web method. Web method. Fine. So @web method is by default. So @web method by default available. It is not its use is optional. Second point, by default it is available for your method. So by default, or you can use here its use is optional. Okay. Use is optional. Fine. Now okay. Now right. Now I'm talking about why I need this @web method annotation. Correct. So let's see here. Let's understand @web method. So let's write another method here. Public void show demo. So when you're writing public void show demo, I have another one method. Don't have to write anything, and you just write here @web method. This one also @web method. Okay, done. Now in this example, if you see, I have two operations inside the class, and both the operations I have defined with the help of @web method annotation, right? Fine. Now automatically it will be deployed, and just write here publish. If you publish, then the existing update will be updated in the web service, and that will get in the WSDL file. So where is the WSDL file? Let's open that WSDL file. Testing. Let's open that WSDL file. This one, the WSDL file. Fine, not client. Now, if you see that updated WSDL file, how many operations is there? Two operations. Just see here. Two operations we have. Two operations we have. Because in the web, see, I'm talking about the port type element. I'm talking about the port type element. Port type element, you have to remember that port type element of your WSDL file contain multiple operations. The name of the port type is nothing but the name of the class, and you have multiple operations. One operation name is calculator EMI, another operation name is show demo. Two operations you have, and both the operations that is available inside your close this. Both the operation that is available inside your class, both the operations is available inside your WSDL. Correct. Now I don't want any one of the operations. If you don't want, no, I want to expose only one operation in the web service. I don't want both the operations should be exposed in the web service. I want only one of the operations should be exposed in the web service. Then what I'll do? What you have to do is that you have to use here. You have to use one of the property that is called exclude equal to true. If you use exclude equal to true, then this operation will not be visible in the WSDL file. Just see here. Go to server, right click, publish. Now you will see that show demo, this operation is not be there in the WSDL file. So come here, and update your WSDL. Just create once again that WSDL. Okay. So now this time if you select this time in the port type, see here only one operation is there. See here updated WSDL file, there are only one operation. So that when you are using, so that is the purpose of exclude equal to true. When you are using at that web method exclude equal to true for a particular method, then that method will not be exposed in the WSDL file. That is the point. That is the advantage of that is the use of at that web method annotation. That is one point, right? Fine. The operation. Now here lots of things is there. Let's now in this example we have used only two annotation still now at that web service and at that web method. Now when you're using at that web service annotation, then the see the WSDL file. What it has taken the class see port type name is same as the class name. I don't want port type name should be same as the class name, right? We need some different name, right? So we need some different name or right that port type name. So I want a different name for the service, right? So what I'll to do is that come to here and use some different name from here. Right here name equal to my calculator class name is calculator. Make it calculator demo. Calculator demo. Fine. Next, I want to use port name as a calculator demo port. Port name equal to. You can use the port name as calculator demo port. Then you can use service name. Service name you can use equal to calculator demo service. Calculator demo service. Right. Just see if I'm going to use this these properties, then this your WSDL file will take these properties. So just publish once again. Right click. Sorry. So for the second time, if I want to see the WSDL, then will come on. Now here come to the deployment, and this gets deployed, and let's see the WSDL file. This is the testing, and this is the WSDL file. Now this is your older. This is the WSDL file just now you have created, and if you see this WSDL file here, now see the port type name become calculator demo. Earlier it was calculator. Why? We have used port type name. Why? Because here you are using the name as calculator demo. Port name is calculator demo port. Yes, port name should be calculator demo port. right? And the service name is calculator demo service. Service name is calculator demo service. So whatever you are going to define here, right, that it is going to take in your generated WSDL file. That it is going to take in the generated WSDL file. Fine. Fine. The service name you are using. So the thing is that I can change the port type, service name, right, or port type name, right? Okay. Next, the second scenario is that I want to use some, now in this example, if you see your method name is same as the operation name. Just check here. Your method name is calculator EMI and show demo. So your method name is same as the operation name. Yes, it is same as the operation name only in your WSDL file. Where is your WSDL? Your operation name is calculator EMI and show demo. So method name is same as the operation name. Now I want to use some different operation name. I want to use some different operation name here. I want to use some different operation name here. So that means what? I have to change the operation name, right? So if I want to use some different operation name here, then what I have to do? So come to your project. Here I have to change a different name for your web method. So come to this web method and write here an attribute called operation name equal to operation name equal to, use some other name like demo1 first method name, and second method name I want to use demo2. Control C. Second method name I want to use demo2. Right, so I have changed. So I want this operation name should be used in the WSDL file. Fine. So publish and open your WSDL file. Earlier is this one. So let's open your WSDL file. Copy link address and open your WSDL file. Control V, enter. It should open. So it will not come because you have this, it will take calculator demo service. So the service name you have changed, right? That's why it is not coming. Calculator demo service. It is coming. So this is the older WSDL. Now you have changed this operation name. Now see the change operation name came as a demo1 and demo2. See, same this operation name demo1 and demo2. This is the operation name, right? Demo1 and demo2, right? Earlier calculator EMI and show demo, earlier operation name, and this current operation name become demo1 and demo2, that you can change, right? So that is we can change the method name. We can change the method name or operation name in your WSDL file, so that the method name the operation, right? Okay. Okay. Now here some of the another important aspect is there, like the binding. Let's come to this binding side. Now I told you that there is two types of binding is there. One is called SOAP binding, one is called RPC binding, another is called document binding. Now the question is that what is the difference between these two types of binding, RPC binding and document binding, right? So just see here. WSDL customization. So in the WSDL customization, first we talked about @web method, and we have seen how @web method is working, right? Okay. Then we have used some of the annotation. The annotation that we have used @web method is this one, operation name attribute value. Control C. This one we have used. This one we have used for @web method annotation. Fine. Next, second one in the WSDL customization, we talked about @web service annotation. @web service annotation. So in the @web service annotation, we see that the name of the port name or service name that you are going to use, those things would be available in your WSDL file. So web service is here, web service, control V. So those things only available in your WSDL file. So the name that you are going to use, these things, just now you have seen using an example. Yes, these are defined name that you are going to provide as an attribute value in your @web service annotation. Those things will be available in the WSDL file. These two things we just now talked about. Okay. Third thing that you are talking about, that is SOAP binding. Number 3, we are talking about SOAP binding. SOAP, binding, binding. So SOAP binding, what we say about SOAP binding is that SOAP bindings are two types. One is your document binding. Another is called RPC binding. So now the question is that what is the difference between this document binding and RPC binding? This document binding is by default. It is by default. By default in the sense, when you have created this web service, we got the WSDL file, right? Where is the WSDL file? WSDL file is here. What is that WSDL file? This is we have changed to demo. So this is the WSDL file. Now when this is the WSDL file, and if you see by default it is using the binding style is document. By default, you're going to provide or not by default. So binding style is of document type. So there is SOAP binding style is two things. One is either it is document or RPC. So by default it is document. Then the question is that we have to understand the difference between these two types of binding, document binding and RPC binding, right? And so what will happen in case of RPC binding then, right? Okay, so what we'll do is that go inside a class, and here inside a class, try to use one of the annotation just now I've written here. Yes, @SOAP binding style equal to style.rpc. Try to use this one. Okay, @SOAP binding. Try to use this annotation. In this example. So use it in the class level. Control C. Try it in the class level. Enter. Control V. Save it. So binding style cannot be resolved. Okay. Okay. Style equal to style dot so binding RPC. So you can write like this, save it. So just see, I have done. I have used one of the annotation @SOAP binding style equal to style.rpc. Fine. Now this was my older WSDL file. Fine. Okay. Now after this, I have just changed that SOAP binding because there is a relationship between binding and port type. So now publish it. Right click, publish. When you publish this and to the server, now I want to see. Now here, if you see the older version, when you have binding, so style is document, then port type schema definition is not available inside the schema, right? When the style is document, schema definition is coming from some external location, correct? Fine. In the current example, I have made the style as RPC. So let me see what will happen. I have go to WSDL. I've done some changes there, so I have to do these changes. Demo, enter. Now in the C, when you have style as RPC, then you can see the schema definition is available inside your port type element. See here. Okay. Okay, there is no, the schema definition is not defined inside the type element. Schema definition is not defined. In case of RPC, the schema definition is not available inside type element. But in case of document, schema definition is available inside type element, but it is coming from some other location. So what will happen in case of RPC? In case of RPC, it is going to take the parameter in the message one by one, right? And here, so in case of RPC style, you will not get any schema definition inside the types element, whereas in case of document style, you'll find the schema element inside types element. So that is the difference. So which one I should go for? We should always go for the document style, because you should have a proper schema. Then only you can validate the input argument as well as outgoing argument, right? In case of RPC style, we can validate, but the approach is slightly different. Not is so we should always go for the document approach, because in case of document approach, you will get a proper schema inside the types element, and that is used for validation purpose of your input argument as well as outgoing argument, right? So that is the difference between RPC and document. So if you need proper validation for input argument and outgoing argument, go for RPC style, document style, else go for RPC style, right? And we can change the binding. There is lots of other things also. We can change the binding. So since we are talking about how we can customize the WSDL file, so this is another approach how I can customize the WSDL approach. So this is using annotation. You can customize your binding, and based on that, it will your WSDL file. You will select that particular binding that you want to use in your WSDL. Fine. And another point is that if you see here, so let me take that default binding. Better to go for default binding. So if you are using default binding, then publish. Right. If you are going to use default binding, then you can see that WSDL is coming from some particular location. Fine. Now next, what I want to say is that the input parameter that you are taking in your program, that has a particular name parameter that you are taking in a particular program, it is coming with ABC, because here you are using the parameter name as PQR, right? Input argument is PQR, right? So the input argument name should be PQR in your WSDL file. Check it is there PQR not, input argument name in the WSDL file PQR not. Check here, enter. See here, input argument name is ARG0, ARG1 and ARG2. It is coming like this, right? But we need some proper name. We need some proper name for your input argument, right? We need some proper name for your input argument. How to use a proper name, not ARG0, ARG1, ARG2. I need some proper name for the input argument, right? So what I can do is that go inside your method, and here you have to use one of the annotation called @webparam. @webparam. Use one of the annotation called @webparam, and the name you can use that name as part name equal to P for principal, so PRINCIPL, principal, right? Part name equal to principal double P. That you are going to define with the help of double P. So this is webparam, right? It came. So if you use @webparam like this, what will going to happen? It is going to use the name called principal for the input argument. I'm talking right here. Similarly, I want to use the second one. Control V, document R. So it is for red. Right, and the third one I have to use for time. So if you see here, I have each and every argument parameter that you are taking inside the method with the help of @webparam annotation. I've given a separate name for each and every input argument inside the WSDL file, right? Okay, so let me publish this and check it here. Just see here, input argument name got changed. Just see here, principal, rate, and time. So the name of the input argument that you want to use in the WSDL file, that name you can change with the help of this annotation called @webparam. That name I can change. So number 4, customization we have done here. The name of your method argument. Name of your method argument you can change using @webparam annotation. It will come like this. @webparam annotation like this, right? Right? Okay. Now, so these are some of the things we want to say here, how we can customize the WSDL file for your generated web service.